workforce and the formal economy. And the more details will come later. I'll give you an example. A youngster, for instance, who is not in current school and is not employed, who will be receiving a benefit under solidarity, we will want to encourage that youngster to sign up to our electronic labor exchange platform and also to get involved in job readiness training. It is not intended for this to just be a transfer of a grant, but a transfer of a grant that's coupled with long-term sustainable support. In short order, the Ministry will inform the public of the further details upon confirmation of the formal application process. But I assure you that it will be accessible, transparent, and inclusive. Moving on to the National Council for Senior Citizens, Mr. Speaker. Our senior citizens are among Jamaica's most valuable assets, possessing a wealth of knowledge, experience, and skill. As the population ages, it is our national duty to protect their health, safety, livelihoods, and livelihood. To this end, a working committee has been actively developing standards to establish a foundation for the care and protection of our elderly. We aim to issue to Jamaica drafting instructions for the elder care legislation by the end of this financial year. That will be instrumental. This year, Mr. Speaker, we will prioritize conducting an organizational review for the institutional strengthening of the NCSE, which is the National Council for Senior Citizens. Our goal is to equip it with the additional resources needed so that it can effectively provide critical services to our seniors, and this will be a priority in this financial year. Additionally, we are empowering our seniors 60 and over through expanded learning opportunities. The NCSE, in collaboration with Heart NSTA Trust, trained recently 43 senior citizens in digital literacy, including online banking, cyber safety, and service application usage. And all of these seniors earned certifications from City and Guilds. In addition, Mr. Speaker, through support from the Universal Service Fund, all graduates will receive either a laptop or a tablet to further their digital literacy skills. Matter of fact, last Friday, we proudly, in collaboration with both HART and USF, handed over 8 laptops to 8 of the top graduates of the program, including one of the top-notch 89-year-old graduates from the program, who probably told me that she's a few months older than my father. The training of an additional 30 senior citizens will commence this week. On the social pension program, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in 2021, this government implemented the social pension program.
Transformational.
This is a program that enhances support to Jamaicans over 75 years old who have no pension and are not on farm and lack steady incomes. Mr. Speaker, this program aims to ensure that these seniors can age with dignity, security, and independence. It is a support. This is a part of our broader commitment to building a just society that cares for every generation. Now, to strengthen this support, Mr. Speaker, we will begin to transition eligible elderly beneficiaries from farm automatically to social pension program. That transition will see them receiving a 100% increase in the benefit. We are also also improving access to benefits while safeguarding the program's sustainability. Always balancing, Mr. Speaker, compassion and fiscal responsibility. Moving quickly to the National Insurance Scheme. Mr. Speaker, we recognize the ongoing challenges that pensioners face. I received several handwritten letters from our pensioners and I treasure them. Several across the country have explained to me their concerns with the life certificates. In response, we are working with the ICT authority to launch the AmAlive mobile and web applications. This will utilize facial recognition technology and provide proof of life, and certainly is going to reduce the need for pensioners to travel to parish or out of parish or to the post offices. However, Mr. Speaker, there are some pensioners who write to me and indicate that they want to travel and that experience may not mean a lot to you, but when they get a chance in the month to pick up at the post office or to go to the office, it's something they treasure. And we don't want to take that away from them, not from your feet. For those who prefer traditional methods, paper-based and email solutions will continue to be accepted.
I've never seen you consider.
The NIF, Mr. Speaker, the National Insurance Fund. Now, as at March 31, 2025, the National Insurance Fund boasts an increase, I said, an increase in the net asset value from approximately 194 billion in March 2024 to 227 billion in March 2025. Mr. Speaker, good management, good government. This represents a 17% increase over last year. And in light, hear me now, hear ye, in light of the performance of the NIF and based on the recent actual review, I am pleased to announce to Jamaica that all National Insurance Scheme pensioners will receive an increase. From April 1, 2025, the increases will apply to benefits under the NIS. With effect from April 1, I'll do this for you, and they will start. All age, you know, you came here to support me. Old age widowers and invalidity pensions will move as follows. Pensioners who now receive 4,200 per week will see an increase to 4,620 per week. Pensioners who receive 3,500 will see an increase to 3,850, from 3,000 to 3,300. And the old age widowers and invalidity grant will increase from 60 to 65,000. The special child and orphan pension will increase from 6,000 to 6,600 per week. And while the special child and orphan grant will increase from $75,000 to $80,000. The sugar workers pension will increase from 3,000 to 3,300. Employment injury benefit will increase from 4,200 per week to 4,620, and the funeral grant will increase from $150,000 to $160,000. Mr. Speaker, I want to note that the maternity allowance, which is pegged to the national minimum wage, will see domestic workers receiving also an increase to $16,000 effective June 2021-2025. All the other increases, Mr. Speaker, will take effect, as I said, April 1, with payments beginning in August 2025. In the case of NI Gold, which is the health insurance benefit provided to NIS pensioners, the benefit levels will increase effective July 1, 2025. Mr. Speaker, we will continue reforms to not only optimize financial performance of the fund, but also to monitor its long-term financial sustainability. And in the upcoming year, the NIF will embark on high priority initiatives, including the continued revision and implementation of investment policies aimed at minimizing risk exposure. They will continue the strategic review and realignment of the fund's real estate assets to improve overall portfolio performance, and the development and renovations of key properties to align market demand, compliance standards, and to ensure operational efficiency. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the NIF will be embarking on some critical priority initiatives to include the development and the renovations of properties, including our own parish offices. This includes, but is not limited to, Harbour Street, Knutsford Boulevard, Ripon Road, Trelawney, and St. Mary Parish Office. Additionally, the architectural design to commence with the development of the lands that we own in Clarendon Parish have started and will be advanced in this financial year. Many times, Mr. Speaker, we receive complaints from seniors who express difficulty with the current circumstances, and we hear you, and we are moving ahead to ensure that we utilize the funds in the best way possible for those clients that we serve. We're going to continue to enhance the fund's investment strategies, again to ensure optimal rates of return, while also maintaining stability and sustainability. With this, we continue to deliver right now, today, while securing tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, rebuild Jamaica. The impact of Hurricane Beryl cannot be understated. It was significant. Many Jamaicans, thousands, have been affected. Despite the widespread devastation, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security mobilized strategically to deliver a coordinated disaster relief response. I want to pause at this time just to give thanks and acknowledgement to my permanent secretary, chief technical directors, every single social worker and staff member of the ministry, who I can tell you were out and working tirelessly, despite the fact that many of them were victims of the hurricane. Many of them had their roofs damaged and their houses damaged, and family members were damaged. And they were out giving their stories. We want to give thanks to them. To the Rebuild Jamaica initiative, over 16,000 households received emergency cash grants amounting to more than $1.4 billion. In partnership with humanitarian agencies, Mr. Speaker, we additionally gave support. We assessed more than 19,000 households with damage, and we distributed more than 22,000 food packages, along with several other essential supplies. In the face of this crisis, we stood united as one people, one government, a single mission to bring relief, to restore hope, and to help our fellow Jamaicans to rebuild and to recover stronger than before. Through these strategic partnerships with the World Food Program, Inter-American Development Bank, United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, Food for the Poor, several others, as well as the private sector.
Mr. Speaker, members stand for speaking. Right. Let's move that to stand
Members, the request is on the floor that the presenter time be extended by 15 minutes. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Minister, you may continue. Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was saying, so with the partnerships with several of those organizations, as mentioned, for the poor, private sector, other non-government and faith-based organizations, as well as across government, particularly with the Ministry of Local Government, and thanks to the support from Minister Mackenzie and his team as well. We extended additional support to our most vulnerable, including children, the elderly, and persons with disabilities. Now, with all that knowledge, Mr. Speaker, I move now to satellite offices. Because one of the discussions that we have been having is to expand the network, the footprint of the ministry. And we remain committed to increasing accessibility. So it means not only having persons come to you, but going to the communities. And we have this people-centered approach, Mr. Speaker, which has led to us having currently 26 satellite locations operational across 7 parishes in Jamaica, bringing the essential services closer to residents, particularly in remote areas, including communities such as Mount Moriah in St. John, Adelphi in St. James, Helix in Clarendon, and most recently in Castleton, St. Mary, 2 weeks ago. The ministry aims to establish satellite services in all parishes by the end of this financial year, providing improved convenience and access for all of our clients. Again, Mr. Speaker, we are not waiting. We are delivering today while we also secure tomorrow. In doing so, we never forget the importance of productivity. And I turn to the Jamaica Productivity Center. Mr. Speaker, when we speak of work, we know that if Jamaica is to grow, Jamaica must unlock its potential. Productivity is a national priority, and it has been reiterated repeatedly by our Prime Minister, myself, and also Minister Dunn, who drive this area. We have emphasized that productivity is a lifestyle. It is not about working harder, but working smarter rather, through innovation and efficient use of time and resources. The JPC, the Jamaica Productivity Center, leads this effort in keeping with the thrust of the government and the emphasis of our Prime Minister. In this financial year, Mr. Speaker, the JPC will roll out productivity toolkits. More individuals and businesses operating in our country will have access to this very simple yet effective tool that will assist them in their own self-assessment and productivity improvement. These will support what we now have as snapshot audits, which is a free 4-hour service of us assessing your business and to help you by delivering to you high-quality productivity assessments. To foster now, Mr. Speaker, a very early mindset towards productivity, we're going to have a special student edition toolkit launched for students at all levels. And as part of the Productivity in Schools campaign, this is going to help us to support the learning improvement through a 5-minute self-assessment where all students, particularly those who are right now taking exams, will be able to use this tool to help them to become more productive. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, we are developing a 7-pronged productivity improvement ecosystem. And this will include several things. 1, a national productivity awareness campaign. 2, productivity training and workshops. 3, research and knowledge sharing. 4, youth and school engagement. 5, sector-specific interventions. 6, toolkits and resources. And 7, partnerships with national and international agencies. Mr. Speaker, in the booklets that will be provided, there's a QR code available, and these will be across the country for persons to access what I've just spoken about. Mr. Speaker, moving on now to labor. Let me begin by making it absolutely clear. The conversation on labor has moved now way beyond the mere availability of labor. Recent events have also underscored a very pressing truth. If we are going to achieve productivity, we must place far greater emphasis on quality, standards, and affordability as central pillars of resilience in our labor market, not just stability. It means that we are building an ecosystem across ministries and in partnership with the private sector to ensure that this national priority is all of our business. As a nation, we have to continue to invest in programs, Mr. Speaker, that produce the most competent workers with the right attitude, individuals who execute their duties with diligence, consistency, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. That is what will inspire public trust and have them at your door at 3 a.m. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, employment and labor stability must be seen as the backbone of sustainable development and lasting prosperity. We need competent workers with the right attitude. And so, as a country, we are working to make sure that the job readiness programs and career work fairs are spread across every single parish. We continue, however, to celebrate the achievements based on the work that has been done of the historic decline in unemployment, reaching the low of 3.5%. Now, this is not just a statistic. For us at the ministry who assess this and work across waters, this is a signal of country in the right direction. This is a signal of progress. This is a signal of our potential. Mr. Speaker, while we celebrate that success, as I said, we are working to make sure that we upskill and that we do extensive work to strengthen the labor market intelligence and to take advantages of the opportunities for future work. And let me also formally, Mr. Speaker, move to national minimum wage. Since 2016, the minimum wage has increased by 158%. As of June 1, it will increase again to $16,000 per 40-hour work week. This, Mr. Speaker, reflects the government's ongoing commitment to improving the lives of the low-income earners and ensuring broader participation in Jamaica's growing economy. Mr. Speaker, let me just note that this is the 5th increase since 2016. I raise that while moving on to industrial relations and just indicating that we at the ministry have noted that they have been able to maintain a relatively stable and harmonious industrial relations climate. Late last year, Mr. Speaker, we had instances of industrial action, mainly in the tourism sector. However, through our leadership and support and guidance, parties in most, if not all instances, arrived at amicable resolution. This is something that I want to acknowledge. We have an approach that provides an open, enabling environment for all to come. The dialogue to be constructive. This is not a win for the ministry. This is a win, Mr. Speaker, for Jamaica. Mr. Speaker, time is up, so I'll skip through. Just to indicate that as it relates to flexi-work arrangements, in June, we will be participating in the ILO conference that focuses on the global standards for platform work. Because so many of our youngsters now, well, not just youngsters, so many of us as Jamaicans are involved in flexi work, whether it is that we have a primary job and have chosen to have an additional, or whether it is your primary job. And this is going to guide what we do in terms of the Employment Flexible Work Arrangements Act, which was passed in 2014. And that, Mr. Speaker, I must say, was passed under the stewardship of Pearnel Charles Sr., then Minister of Labor at that time. Yes. Moving quickly ahead, based on the time constraint, Mr. Speaker, I want to make note that Jamaica has launched last year, November, the Jamaica Just Transition Project. This is a very important project. It is a 2-year initiative of the ministry supported by the ILO and the UNDP to infuse climate action with decent work and social justice principles through research, stakeholder sensitization, and enterprise-level policies. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, we are going to also continue to raise awareness, inform, educate, and empower job seekers, workers, and employers through our labor standard awareness campaign, which is continuing across the country. Many of you will have taken part in our MLSS on the Go programs, where you see career fairs from Montego Bay straight down to St. Thomas. Mr. Speaker, I'll move through some of the areas based on the time and move straight to the new era of work. But I ask colleagues and those who don't get a chance or perhaps won't get a chance to hear me, to take a read. We will place it on the website so that they can see what we're doing in terms of child labor and the Jamaica Household Workers Union, as well as our Decent Work Country program. Mr. Speaker, we're taking a very comprehensive approach to employment, and we have developed and adopted a 2-pronged strategy. The future of work and the way workers prefer to work must be recognized in this modern and integrated labor management system. What we see is 2 streams. It's either that you work for yourself and you're self-employed, or you work for others. And we continue to assess the issues as presented by employees. And we want to take the time to encourage persons. We are trying to push for more persons to become entrepreneurial, Mr. Speaker, in a manner that will move us from informal to formal. What we are seeing also is that the ministry, working across the stakeholders, has been able to provide significant support to both persons who are employed and who are entrepreneurs. That will continue to be a priority for us. However, we're going to change the conversation a bit from just simply viewing it as employment to, again, seeing yourself as a part of a productivity ecosystem contributing to the value of growth in our country. Mr. Speaker, with that in mind, I want to announce the creation of what we have determined as the National Skills Bank. This is going to be a collaborative approach, collaborative meaning across ministries, and an all-encompassing database designed for us to identify Jamaicans and to identify where do we have the labor shortages and where do we have a mismatched skill set allocation. It will effectively guide and redirect workforce planning. It's going to help us to forecast future demand for skills and to help us to lead in a way in terms of creating and upskilling and cross-skilling culture. We're working with Hard Trust and working across government to make sure that this national skills database is going to extend. I want to also invite all members of parliament to make sure that you have in your own constituencies a list of all persons who are either potential or who have skills and need that support to be matched in the So I have 1 minute, Mr. Speaker, so moving quickly ahead. Thank you, Chair. Madam, Mr. Speaker, very important, the occupational safety and health bill.
Yes.
This is the centerpiece of our legislative commitment
Yes.
to guarantee to Jamaica the importance of protecting our workers. Following multiple reviews and submissions, I can say that we are further advanced than we've ever been before.
That's right.
We have completed and now provided new instructions issued in February to the Office of the Parliamentary Council, and we now wait to revise draft. Finalizing and approving this bill, Mr. Speaker, is a top priority for this financial year. I hear, let me just state, we are intent. The request I ask for, I'm going to allow you 3.5 minutes.
I would like to make that request.
Mr. Speaker, I think that
Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask that the Speaker be given sufficient time to complete this excellent presentation to this House on a most important portfolio topic. A most important. I would like to put that to the
Madam Speaker.
Members requested that the member be allowed 5 additional minutes to complete his presentation. Those in favor? Aye. Those against the ayes have it.
thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes. Madam Speaker, I'll skip over and move straight to work permit. Madam Speaker, we have instituted a very important operation called Operation Streamline, a bold strategic initiative aimed at improving the work permit system in Jamaica. Launched to eliminate backlogs and enhance efficiency. Now I know that several have expressed concerns about the efficiency of this program, of the work permit system rather, and this program has seen us, I would say, addressing multiple permits that were more than 8 weeks and providing a more clear, an enhanced pathway to really getting it done. Madam Speaker, I want to reiterate that work permits are not issued to displace Jamaicans, but rather to bring into Jamaica critical skills that lead many times to the local job creation and local job training and certification. A key example is the German shipyard Jamaica, which is a shipyard in Rockport, where foreign nationals have been brought in, they received work permits, and over the last year, we saw a significant transfer of knowledge to several Jamaicans coming out of art, coming out of CMU, enhancing Jamaica's labor force through the support of the work permit system. We're going to continue that, Madam Speaker, as well as we will continue to remain committed to monitoring and enforcing all businesses and to request that we comply with the Foreign Nationals and Commonwealth Citizens Act and to ensure that our inspectors are out to make sure adherence to the rule of law in our country. On the Operation Streamline, Madam Speaker, we will also implement a fully digitized application system in this financial year. This will see us eliminating a lot of the concerns and reducing paperwork and improving the turnaround time for processing with clear service standards. Modernization of this system is ongoing. Matter of fact, we are now on to multiple user acceptance testing to be done very soon. Madam Speaker, let me move to SPIRO, Social Protection and Increased Resilience and Opportunity, which was announced just to indicate to the country that SPIRO is critical. SPIRO is a $20 million initiative supported by the World Bank. I want to give thanks to the representative who is here today. Launched last year, SPIRO represents a transformative shift in the social government. It's going to have 3 strategic pillars, Madam Speaker. the creation of a unified social protection information system, which is important. It's a game changer. 2, support to the introduction of unemployment insurance and also the modernization of the labor market information system. The project is already generating impact through comprehensive assessments led by expert consultants who are here, and those consultants are working hard with our team to overhaul the labor market services. We're also going to see upgrades to the electronic labor exchange as well as the LMIS to enhance the digital infrastructure for employment services. Madam Speaker, as it relates to unemployment insurance, I don't need to go into further details, but one of the key lessons that we learned during the pandemic is that you have to have some system, something to respond to the urgent need of many Jamaicans who may lose their jobs. This unemployment insurance is going to be able to help them to remain financially stable while seeking re-employment. And in response, we're proud to indicate that the Cabinet has approved the introduction of unemployment insurance benefit, which will also be added now to the suite of benefits provided by the guidance. Moving finally, Madam Speaker, farmer program, or what we probably call the overseas employment program. This program continues to provide vital employment for Jamaicans globally. Simply put, our farmer program, as it is known, is stronger now than before, and the numbers traveling have increased by 10% over the same period last year. Since January to the first week in May, a total of 6,451 persons have traveled for the overseas program. There are over 3,800 workers being placed in Canada and the United States since the start of this financial year. Notably, last year we had a total of 14,350 workers placed in jobs in Canada and the United States, underscoring, Madam Speaker, the strong reputation of Jamaican workers and the positive impact of our reform measures. Madam Speaker, challenges for some create opportunities for others. And Jamaica is positioning itself to capitalize on global shifts that may very well see an increase in demand for overseas workers in North America. With the reassignment of Permanent Secretary Robert's wisdom to oversee the North America operations, Jamaica has strategically placed high-level leadership there to enhance our negotiations and to expand our footprints to new horizons for opportunities. This is important. When we travel, we listen to our farm workers. And one of the primary concerns for the farm workers was the medical processing. Several concerns raised about the cost and the necessity of some of these tests before they are able to travel. Since the inception of this program, there has been a requirement for a medical check to be performed in order for workers to go to Canada. Madam Speaker, in an effort to improve the service delivery to Canadian farm workers, we have continued to have the medical checkups to make sure that we maintain the integrity of the program. However, we are announcing today, Madam Speaker, that the medical examination process for farm workers traveling to Canada will be overhauled, and a new system will be put in place for persons traveling in the program for the 2026 season. This will be done with guidance of experts from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, with whom my ministry has already started to communicate. And this will coincide with the planned celebrations of the 60th anniversary of the program being recognized in 2026. Madam Speaker, as we continue our upgrades to this program, the ministry has also invested in infrastructure upgrades at its East Street facility. We have improved the dormitories and administrative spaces, with further improvements planned for the medical and bathroom areas. Again, in recognition of the 60 years of the Jamaica-Canada Labour Partnership, the ministry will launch a 60th anniversary scholarship program. 60 scholarships valued at $150,000 each will be awarded in September 2026 to children of active farm workers pursuing tertiary education. A tribute to the parents' dedication. Additionally, Madam Speaker, the ministry continues to focus on employment readiness. Out of over 4,000 applicants that we got last year, 2,459 candidates were selected after participating in literacy, numeracy, and psychometric testing. Very important. Of these candidates, 2,300 completed training through Hart NSDA Trust in key workplace skills. Some candidates, however, were not successful, but they are not sent back. Madam Speaker, those candidates are referred for remedial training. 77 individuals were given other marketing, who have other marketing skills, were not sent for training, but were directed to the labor market information system for job placement. 566 who didn't fit in those two categories were referred to be considered for micro business support so that they can get a grant. So no one left behind. These were not leaving anyone behind. Those who didn't get into the farmer program, we have something that's good.
Here.
Finish up, Madam Speaker. The liaison service continues to collaborate with overseas employers. You might want to hear this. The liaison service continues to collaborate with overseas employers to enhance health and safety measures for Jamaican workers. While Indian workers typically receive care and financial support through Ontario's Workplace and Safety Insurance Board, some have found the assistance insufficient. In response, Madam Speaker, colleagues, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is launching an enhanced injury benefit initiative in partnership with the Workplace and Safety Insurance Board and partners. This initiative will provide improved compensation and reintegration support for our farm workers, including training for those who are injured on the job and unable to return. These individuals are now going to receive benefits equivalent to their Canadian counterparts, and those pursuing self-employment are going to be supported again. And I speak, I want to thank the team in the ministry and the liaison officers, the United States and Canada, for their hard work and ongoing commitment in realizing this initiative. We are continuing the mission to deliver today and to secure tomorrow.
Good governance.
Closing, Madam Speaker, in a time when the world faces uncertainty, Jamaica has chosen resilience.
Stick with this government.
Thoughtful policy, hard work, and the will of our people. We are not only enduring, we are progressing as we deliver today and secure tomorrow. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security stands at the heart of this national effort, empowering workers, expanding protection, and laying the foundation for a more secure future. Madam Speaker, we will continue efforts to develop the country towards a future of work that is inclusive, that is innovative, and empowering for all Jamaicans across every generation. Madam Speaker, we are delivering today, and we're securing tomorrow for our senior citizens. The increasing pension benefits marks a bold and compassionate step we are delivering today and securing tomorrow for the most vulnerable among us. The farm will provide higher benefits and broader coverage for more families. More Jamaicans will eat, more children will learn, and more Jamaicans will thrive. We are delivering today and tomorrow by matching skills with opportunity. For the first time in our history, as I said, we will be rolling out a comprehensive national skills database, ensuring that talent is not just trained, but it is tracked, monitored, nurtured, and employed. We are delivering today, securing tomorrow through innovation. The new Jamaica Jobs platform is going to connect Jamaicans directly to real employment prospects, eliminating barriers and building an economy that works for the people. We are delivering today and securing tomorrow, Madam Speaker, by taking our people global. I said our overseas employment program is expanding. For many families, this represents not just a job, but a life-changing opportunity. We are delivering today and securing tomorrow with efficiency. The digitization of our work permit process and the launch of Operation Streamline are cutting red tape, improving access, and making it easier for employers and workers. And finally, we are delivering today, securing tomorrow with bold vision. With the implementation of unemployment insurance, it means that no Jamaican will be left behind to suffer in silence during periods of job loss. Not to mention our solidarity program, which is a symbol of what we can achieve when the government, citizens, and stakeholders work together to support those most in need. This is not just a checklist of achievements. This is a roadmap of responsibility. It is the manifestation of a government that listens, learns, and leads with us. With that in mind, let us press forward with purpose, to stand firm and speak of unity. Let us continue to deliver today so that Jamaica, as we choose Jamaica, may truly secure.
No problem. Everything will help.
House Leader.
24.
Madam Speaker, I'm sure that Honorable House will agree that that was really a powerful presentation from the Minister of Labour and Social Security. I now invite the Speaker to ask the member from